So good morning. It is Monday, May 3rd, 2021, and welcome to Savannah Community Headlines Live, a weekly gathering around the virtual water cooler. We've been doing this for over a year. When we started this, we thought the pandemic would never last this long. So here we are, over a year later. We're still doing this. I'm your host, Marjorie Young, and before we get started, I want to do a shout out to our streaming partners on Facebook. We've got the Isle of Hope News is streaming live right now. We've got the Hispanic Metropolitan Savannah Chamber of Commerce that's streaming live, and we're also streaming on Carriage Trade PR. So anyhow, good morning, everybody. I hope y'all had a great weekend. Let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. So let's start with Christy and Tina. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Marjorie. Thank you for having us on the show. I'm Christy, and I'm the owner of the Dive Savannah, a brand new company that is coming your way 1 week from today. So awesome. We are thrilled to be here. We love Savannah, and we love this community.
Awesome. We're going to learn more about it, too. And Tina, let's talk about the Savannah Chamber.
Absolutely. I'm Tina Henson-Mock. Christy is one of our newest chamber members, so she asked if we could tag team this morning when she knew that I was coming on. But I work for the Savannah Area Chamber of Commerce and visit Savannah, and just thrilled to be here today. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on. All right, let me go over to Kevin.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
It's great to be here. Always great to see you, Marjorie. I'm Kevin Sheen with Savannah Ambucks, here to talk about our big fundraising event, Bowl-A-Palooza.
Very good. Thanks for being on. Let's get Barbara on next. Hey, Barbara. Oh, we're on mute. Hold on, we're on mute.
You think by now I'd have learned that, don't you?
Hey,
Thank you so much for having us this morning. Faith Equestrian is thrilled, to have had so much support over the years from you, Marjorie, and we do appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, it's another great organization. And next we're going to pull on Bunny Ware, talking about Feed a Trucker this coming Friday. Good morning, Bunny Ware.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. I'm delighted to be here to represent veteran carriers and their first attempt to feed truckers, and I'll talk about it a little bit later.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bunny. And Lloyd, good morning.
Well, good morning. My name is Lloyd Johnson. I, until recently, was president of the Savannah 100 Foundation. We are an IRS 501c3 not-for-profit organization, and our mission is to affect change and work for social justice through the law. And we're especially excited about the fact that one of our major activities is the Judge Eugene Gaston Scholarship Program, in which we identify outstanding Savannah students who aim to become attorneys and make a difference. And we've been doing that for several years. And this year we just awarded 6 scholarships. And later on, you'll see the video of one that was was done of a young lady who was awarded a scholarship 4 years ago and graduated early from the University of West Georgia. But you're going to meet her, and I think you'll be thrilled when you just pick up the infectious joy and excitement of what she's about. And then I might add as a footnote, my memoir is available at lloydajohnson.com, My Truth, My Journey Towards Servant Leadership. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Lloyd and I met when I was on the Savannah Area Chamber of Commerce's board of directors. And Lloyd, I have not seen you in years, and I just love everything you're doing. Let me go ahead and play this video right here that you're talking about. Hold on a second. Oh, let's talk about your book too. Here, go ahead.
Lloyd? When I meet with the kids, I always tell them I have a story, and they kind of groan, and they've been saying, Lloyd, you ought to write a book, Miss Johnson, write a book. And I said, no way. And then the pandemic came along, and I decided maybe I could use up some time by telling my story. And it's my story from a kid who's raised from an immigrant family in Boston in 1932 when Herbert Hoover was president.
Wow.
Through today, and some wonderful people that influenced my life, and some mistakes that I've made, some big mistakes, and some great opportunities. It was a chance to share a lot, and many people looked at it and they couldn't believe it. It's a powerful story.
Tell us about,
free. And it's free.
and you can go to the website. What's your website to get your free book?
LloydAJohnson.com.
Lloyd, I love the word servant leadership. And that is how I know you in the community. And I just think you've just done such a fabulous job helping the youth along the way. And this is a perfect example with these scholarship winners. Now I am going to pull it on. So here we go. Hold on.
What we've done is with the help of a generous community, marshal our resources to celebrate the accomplishments of Savannah's best and brightest. For example, we have a courts in session program. The Savannah 100 Foundation will be awarding scholarships in honor of the Honorable Eugene Gaskin, who set himself as a role model for the civil rights movement and equality through the law.
It's Lloyd Johnson, and he was the one that awarded me the Eugene Gatson Scholarship. His name is Eugene Gatson, and he was the first African-American judge in Savannah, and the scholarship was dedicated to him. So whenever he talks about it, he says that you're a Gatson Scholar. And whenever he told me, I was like so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I got some money going towards my college funds besides financial aid, which is really, really good. I found out about the scholarship opportunity through my auntie sort of somewhat, because she told me about the legal mentoring program, Courts in Session, that is ran by the Savannah 100 Foundation. Towards the middle of the year, around maybe January, February, they were like, hey, we have a scholarship and it's for any graduating seniors in the program. We are willing to give them $1,500, but there's requirements that they have to do in order to get it. And so the requirements were one-page essay about what you've learned in the program and what your plans are after you graduate. Well, first it will give me the ability to pursue my career. I have the chance to go to college and not worry about, having to pay so much money. It's money that you need, and then you get a lot out of it. Once you get the scholarship, you're like, hey, okay, I can do this. I can apply for this one. I can apply for that one. You're a motivated person. You feel as if you have more potential for yourself, It's like a mood booster, and you're like, woo, I can do this. I can do that now. So, yeah, should have.
Whoa, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. Well, congratulations to her. And how many scholars do you have this year?
This year we have 6 scholars. I might mention that she graduated in 3.5 years.
Good for her. Fabulous. Fabulous.
So we're very excited. And every one of our scholars has a story. Every one of them has a story.
Well, we would love to hear their stories and get them on in the future, just hearing. So thank you. Thank you. So I want to talk to Christy now. She's got a new business launching next week. As I understand it, you're going to be delivering meals.
Yes. The Dive Savannah is a home and office meal delivery company right now, but we are expanding rapidly. So you're going to want to watch us, especially over the next 30 days, 60 days, because we are really going boom. We have a defining principle, though, and that is outreach. I know that is at the heart of many, many business owners, but for myself, as the owner of the company, it is probably the most dear thing to my heart. So what we are going to do is we are going to give first. We have connected with Team Savannah for Veterans and Team Red, White, and Blue. And beginning our first week in business, you're going to be able to find us on a consistent basis out at City Under a Bridge. at Veteran Village weekly. And as we expand, we will be hiring an outreach team so that we are not a cafe or a home delivery meal service that says, if we have something left over, we'll show up with food. That's not how we're going to operate. We are going to give the finest things we have to offer first. We're going to seek these lives out and try to make a little bit of a difference. We cook everything from scratch. So when someone supports our business, they're not taking one for the team and just eating something that's mediocre because they want to ultimately help a veteran. Everything is delicious. I grew up in a kitchen. I am a graduate of the Art Institute, but I tell people all the time that I got a PhD in cooking on the hip of my mom and my grandma in a church kitchen. We love Savannah. For me personally, Savannah and Tybee are just where I want to be. And I'm at that point in my life when I can just come here and say, this is it, I'm home. And so I'm thankful for that. We are going to be closing a deal on a food truck. So you're going to find us all over the city. And after that, we are seeking to do a full build out on a cafe space that we're looking at over on West Congress. And we hope all of that will come to fruition this year. But we are coming, we're coming to stay, and we're coming to give. And we just want to make a difference in this community. For me personally, I can identify with many of you that are on this show today. Mr. Johnson, I can identify with you, and I don't even know your story. I am a rescue story as well. I am very familiar with many of the struggles of homeless people, of people that find themselves in an addiction situation, people that find themselves in all sorts of desperate situations. And God has brought me from that. I have to give a shout out to Truett McConnell University. I'm a board member for them. They do a lot of wonderful work in missions, local and abroad. And I'm on the advisory panel for Bank of America. They keep me not broke. So they are wonderful. And so I've acquired in my journey a lot of what I just like to call markers of grace, because that's what they are. They're things that I'm thankful for. And I believe that when you've been given a lot of grace and you have talents, that it is just the absolute right thing to do to share those talents with the people that need it the most. I don't know what sort of impact we will have. My only goal is to be consistent in our giving, to show up when we're going to say we're going to show up, to give the best we have to those in need, and to serve this community, our customers, our clients, with my whole heart. That's what we're going to do. Whether it's thank you.
That's really, there's the theme, servant leadership. There's the theme, and Bunny is also very involved with veterans. So I'd love for Bunny to talk about her connection with the veterans. I mean, we're a very military community, military-friendly community, and I'm actually I used to be a military wife for 16 years. And it's very important. Keeping our freedom. Bunny, let me pull you up here on full screen here. Bunny.
Hey there. Can y'all hear me? There you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say for 10 years, I had tried to push my love of veterans onto the Veterans Council and to the American Legion Post 135 and 184. And this past year, they said, okay, we're okay with you giving us some visibility, recognizing our heroes while they're here, while they're alive. So I've been working with them. That let me run across these two veterans, Rob Cooch and Cliff White with Veteran Carriers. They're a trucking company here in Savannah, and they're veterans. They're part of the Tactical Air Control Party. They're the guys for Air Force. They work with the Army. They're the guys that would jump out of the plane on airstrikes. You didn't hear about them. You didn't know about them. You didn't talk about them. But they're retired. They started a trucking company. And I said, if you guys are going to support the veterans that I support, I'm going to support you, which led me to making a call to In-Market to say, look, we would love to show appreciation for the veterans, for our truckers, and feed truckers. So this Friday, we're going to do at In Market at Pine Barren and Highway 80. They're going to give away meals to say we appreciate the truckers that showed up during the pandemic, that didn't stay at home. They were on the road even more. They were our essential workers, our necessary workers. So when people do good deeds, I love to promote them. And especially when veterans are helping others, I said, let me find a way to bring some awareness to what you guys are doing. Another guy that they have, Damian Shields, is how I met these characters. Damian Shields was on the Gaelic Athletic Association. He was playing hurling, and he was a very loquacious Irishman with a strong presence. So I would giggle every time I'd hear him and his colorful language. And he told me that he worked for Veterans Carriers. So they gave me a call and said, hey, we want to meet the community. And I said, well, that's the one thing I get to do. And I said it this morning earlier, I only work with people that do good deeds. I only do things that benefit the community. And I want everyone that does good to know people that do good. So I love being on here. And everyone that's on this, if you've got something that you want to do to help our truckers, to help our veterans, we would love to work with you. And Marjorie, I appreciate you for the introduction to In Market, because this is going to be a fabulous event. We can't wait to see how it goes. We're a little hesitant to make it too big too soon, so we're just waiting it out.
Absolutely. It's such a wonderful idea. And Christy, I bet there's some synergy that we could include your company in to do something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's how Savannah works.
It does.
I'm learning that quickly. What an amazing community to come in as a newcomer who visits this community multiple times a year. During the pandemic, I bet we drove down here 7 times just to put our feet in the water and spend a couple of days. But what an amazing community to come into it with a set of fresh eyes and realize what we have right here. It's amazing to me. I feel so blessed. And
Savannah's on fire in a really good way, and it has been for a long time. And it's been interesting. I moved down in the early 90s, and then to see it transform over the years is just incredible. Because years ago, you wouldn't walk down on Broughton Street. And now it's like the heart of Savannah. I mean, it's unbelievable. Christy, Kevin is always looking for celebrities to do his Bowl-A-Palooza.
Yeah.
Yes,
I nominate you, Christy. Kevin, nominate her. You heard me.
Here we go. Kevin, let's hear about what you do.
Well, Savannah Ambuck's mission is inspiring mobility and independence. And we do that in 3 ways. We do that through a scholarship program for physical, occupational, and speech therapy students from Savannah attending a state university in either Georgia, South Carolina, or Florida, or students attending the Armstrong campus of Georgia Southern. The second thing we do is we have a bowling program where we have pre-pandemic, we had over 100 bowlers with different abilities that bowl every Saturday from September to May at AMF lanes on Tibet Avenue in Savannah. The third thing we do is called Amtrikes. They're specially adapted 3-wheel bikes for children, adults, and veterans that can't ride regular bikes for whatever reason. And our big fundraiser is called Bowl-A-Palooza. And we started it 10 years ago, and we recruit celebrities to raise money and come out and bowl with our bowlers with different abilities in October. Our kickoff event, Bunny, I hope you're listening.
I'm listening.
July the 22nd.
Okay, let me
at
look.
At the Palmetto Club at the Landings from 6 to 10.
Kevin.
We right now have 19 celebrities. We may have our 20th in place tomorrow. I have a lunch appointment with somebody, and we have 3 school teams. So we're also asking high schoolers to put together teams and raise money and understand what fundraising is about and what making a difference about in the community is. I want to talk about one in particular celebrity. We've got several. We've got a couple of doctors, all kind of different business people. Dr. Brent Stubbs from Savannah Tech Savannah Technical College is one of our celebrity bowlers. And he came on board and he and I began a discussion. Something happened about, 15 years ago. Ambuck talked about establishing a scholarship for people with different abilities. And we're in the final stages, and we hope to announce all the details in June of that scholarship that will be established at Savannah Technical College. And all the money that Brent raises in his campaign will go towards that scholarship. So it's an exciting new feature that we're going to be able to also take some of this money from Bowl-A-Palooza and fund. It is an exciting time. If you want more information, they have the website. The tickets for the gala, it's not a gala because it's not black tie. We want people to come casual during the summer, are $65 for an individual, $600 for a table of 10. And the link is ambucks.givespark.com. I think I sent the link to y'all. We're also really excited. We have a brand new website, SavannahAmbucks.com. Miranda Marchant with March Marketing put together for us. And it really features us in a different way. And we've got one other big announcement coming. We're waiting to get all the details, but I will tell you that when baseball is over, they are going to renovate Ambucks Park, which is next to the Aquatic Center on Sally Mood. We are back in a relationship with Chatham County, and there's going to be some special features at that park that once we have all the details, we'll release. But it's going to be very exciting for Savannah and Chatham County. We serve Effingham, Bryan, Liberty, Chatham, and a little bit of the low country of South Carolina. And right now I'm working with a couple that I just met at a baseball game here that live in Eastman, Georgia, to get their child a bike.
Fabulous. Kevin, I hope Barbara is new with Faith Equestrian. I'm hoping that you can come out and do a tour out at Faith Equestrian and get that connection going again.
We'd love that.
Absolutely.
Great. And that leads us into Barbara. Tell us about High Tea with Higby.
High Tea with Higby. Thank you very much, Marjorie. We're thrilled to be hosting a high tea event in our arena on our 10-acre property on Sunday, May 23rd. We encourage anyone to come out, dress up, put on a hat, bring your favorite teacup, and come out and join us and meet Higby, who is our charming, I will say he's charming, Shetland pony. And this, of course, is a fundraiser for Faith Equestrian, and we'd love to have you out for high tea.
Oh, there's Higby.
Yeah. There you go. Tickets are on our website, which is faithetc.org. And I'd also like to talk a little bit about our summer camps.
Sure.
Right after high tea with Higby on the 23rd. The next week, we begin our summer camps on May 31st. We have 3 levels of summer camps. We have Pony Pals for our small riders, ages 5 to 7. We have Horse Lover Camp for ages 8 to 14. And those are Monday through Thursday with a horse show on Friday so that the students can show off the work that they've done. And then our campability for our special needs students, also ages 8 through 18 for this group. And we're having 2 sessions of that through the summer in June and July. And we'd love to have any of our students out for those.
I see a real theme with this particular show. Servant leadership. Lloyd, you kicked us off.
Exactly. And I wanted to just, if I have a minute, to shout out to Mr. Johnson and Christy about service to higher education. I'm also a trustee at my college in Maryland, and I know how important scholarships are. And so I commend you for that service that you give. And I also want to shout out to my board member, Richard Sanders, who just made a comment. Thank you very much for being with us on the show this morning.
Barbara, which college?
I just want to add on a piece with whatever the foundation is doing. Nobody asks where we get our money. We don't hold fundraisers or anything like that because we're an all-volunteer organization. We feel that all the money we get, to the extent possible, should go for one purpose and one purpose alone, and that's scholarship. And I can't tell you who it is, but I can tell you this much because it'll be announced sometime next week. Just last week, we received a $10,000 grant from a major corporation in Savannah, and that to us, the grant is important, but it also is an expression of confidence in the work that we do in the future of our young people and the work that needs to be done to make Savannah one city rather than two.
I
So
just
we're very
heard
excited
about One Chatham. I think Charles Ellis gave it to our Rotary, the One Chatham. I loved hearing it.
Yep.
Definitely. All right, guys. Do we know anything else happening that we want to talk about? Tina, anything with the chamber? Any power lunches coming up?
Absolutely. You know that we're always doing something. We've gotten back into hosting events. We are very careful. We do social distancing. We require masks. We have hand sanitizer everywhere. Luckily, we have some members that can provide that for us. And so, I encourage you to read your newsletters. We have around 2,200 chamber members. And so we send out a newsletter each week. You can also see us on social media and hear about our events. We have upcoming courses and conversation that's actually taking place tomorrow, where it's a fun event where you sit at actually 3 different tables during your lunch break. So it gives you more people to actually converse with. So you get about 15 to 20 minutes at each table. So you have your appetizers and then your lunch and then your dessert. And so it kind of makes it a little bit more, you have a little bit more time with people. Other thing that we will be hosting is we are going to Starling Yard to have a business connection coming up. That will be in the middle of the month. And then we're also doing another event a little bit later in the month where we get a peek at Riverworks on the Eastern Wharf. It's an apartment complex there that's just opening. And so we got to get a sneak peek at that, and we're excited about that as well. And then we have some other things that we're planning for more into the spring and summer. And, if you haven't thought about joining the chamber, the business or organization is not a member of the chamber, please talk to me about it. I'm very open to tell you about the benefits. We have, because so many of you are involved with nonprofits that are here today, we have approximately, I guess, around 80 to 90 members that are nonprofits, and it just gives you an opportunity to meet business people within our community. So, I love nonprofits. I love to see the work that they do. So I'm probably a little selfish, and the reason that I like for them to join is I get to hear a lot more about what they do. So, but if anyone has any questions about what we're doing or any of our events or anything like that, Christy and I have been vaccinated, so so we can sit here without a mask. But yes, please join us.
Could I interject for just a second and say something about what she said? As a business owner and as busy people, we hear about all these events, and that is phenomenal. But I can tell you what sold me on this particular chamber is that I walked in here with for a meeting with this lady to join the chamber. I knew I was going to join when I walked in the door, and I just vomited my entire story, my entire life, my entire plan. And I looked at her and I said, "Here's my card, run it, but am I crazy?" And she said, "No, you're not. And these are the introductions I'm going to make for you." And at the end, the last thing this lady said to me here is she looked at me and she said, "Can we be friends?" I said, "We sure can be friends. That's for sure."
Savannah. I mean, that is why we all move here and stay.
That's right. And that is the chamber. This was the first thing I joined. And so I would say to any business owner listening, whether you've been in business for 2 hours or 25 years, make this call, because you're not going to just get a bunch of links that you look at on your computer and you go, oh no, I don't know where I fit into that. You're going to get a live human being that is going to say, come on,
Yeah.
do. You got 4 things that you have to do.
You got to get involved.
Friends. Amen. Let's be friends.
Got to get involved. That's how you get even more connected in this city.
That's right.
Get involved. Absolutely. All right, guys. I am running to Rotary, so I've got to log off here.
I wanted to mention one. Can I mention one quick thing?
Sure.
Last week we awarded our scholarships for the year, and we awarded $20,000 in scholarships.
Servant leadership.
Yes.
Bravo. That's fabulous. That's fabulous.
This is Lloyd again. Before we open it up, I just want to share with you the price that some of our youngsters are paying very deeply. We have one youngster in particular who misses qualifying for being a dreamer by 2 weeks. She was 6 years and 2 weeks old when her parents brought her into this country. And she's since gone on to graduate with honors from high school with a 3.96 average. But because of her status, she gets no federal aid, no Hope Scholarship. She can't go to a Georgia Public University. So that all of the avenues that we talk about with the scholarships that are traditionally open are shut to this youngster. And this is not a matter of how we feel about immigration. That's another conversation for another place. But when we look at the human cost of a 6-year-old child with tremendous potential, where all these doors are blocked, and it's very sad. And I might say that we award our scholarships without regard not only to race or sex, but also without regard to one's documentary status. So that if one were so moved to donate to us, we have a special fund for unusual situations. We call it the Granny Fund.
Good to
For
know.
all the grandmothers who are all around this country who somehow or another kind of dip into their purse and find a little something extra for their grandchild or someone that might make a difference. And that's what we do with our Granny Fund. So if you're so moved, think of some children who for no reason of their own are shut out. And think of the Granny Fund and just send your check to Savannah 100 Foundation /donate.
Very good.
Y'all are rock stars.
Thank you for having us, Marjorie.
This is what makes Savannah so awesome, is that we love our community so much, and we're always giving back and moving the needle and making it a great place. So thank you for being on. Everybody, thank you for watching, and we